Bleak Sword DX is the latest indie game that I've picked up, and really I feel like it flew under a lot of people's radars. It was originally first released on mobile on September 19th of 2019 under the title Bleak Sword, but on June 8th of 2023 it released onto the Nintendo Switch and Steam with graphical and gameplay improvements along with multiple new game modes to play compared to the original game. Now the graphics may look simple, but the game has a lot of charm, challenge, and fun to be had inside of it. It's advertised as a hack and slash action roguelite, and while I can agree to the game living up to those tags on Steam, one tag that should be there is a Souls-like game. You travel through 12 worlds in the game, with each world housing 10 levels in a normal playthrough and what seems to be 12 in a DX playthrough. Each level has you fight a handful of enemies, and once the level is done you gain XP. And once you gain enough XP, you can level up and can upgrade your health, damage, or defense. Throughout levels as well, you'll find random items that can give you buffs. But if you die on a level, you lose all of your XP progress towards your current level and your items, and you only have one chance to regain them all by playing the exact same level that you just died on. If you win, you get your XP and items back, and if you die again, well, you lose them for good. That's really the only consequence of death. As it's a Souls-like and roguelike game, you will be dying a lot. Inside runs, you can parry attacks and dodge as much as you like, and once you beat a run, you unlock arena mode and boss rush, along with the ability to do a randomized run or an even harder difficulty run. The game has a good amount packed into it for what it is, and the worlds are all pretty unique, and the enemies do get significantly harder as time goes on, so it's a good challenge if you like Souls-like games. That's really what the game is, and now what do I think about it? I personally think it's a pretty good time for what the game is. I've only played for about 7 hours, but was able to clear a normal run through the 12 world and start a new DX playthrough. And really the only noticeable change for me from DX was the worlds having more levels before fighting the boss. Enemies also were much harder, but I did raise the difficulty, so that was probably that. The one biggest thing I didn't enjoy about this game was how inconsistent it felt at times. One level you'll have no problem whatsoever fighting the few little enemies that you've seen in previous worlds, and then the next thing you know, you're fighting 10 giants that are all attacking you at once and you don't have time to parry, so you're just trying to dodge like crazy. But maybe that's what Souls-like games are, screwing you over. But the campaign took me about 6.5 hours on a first playthrough, and I feel that was a long run, so it'll probably take you about 5 hours or so to beat the 12 worlds, and then it's up to you if you want to play through it again. After beating the game, I didn't bother trying boss rush mode because I kind of assumed what a boss rush mode is. You just fight every single boss, but I did try arena out, and for what arena is, I thought that was a really good addition to the game. In arena mode, you just fight waves of enemies, and like the campaign, it seemed a little inconsistent with ramping up the difficulty out of nowhere, but I did enjoy it. I feel the game doesn't have too much to offer outside of that. If you're just casually playing the game, you could probably get 10 to 15 hours in trying everything out after beating the game once, but if you're an achievement hunter and you want to get every single achievement in this game, you could easily sink 30 to 50 hours in the game, as the game has a lot of achievements that are related to replaying the game multiple times over. Achievements that involve playing the game on every difficulty and not upgrading certain things and so on. For about $10 US, you get 3 different campaign options with randomizer, normal, and DX mode, with multiple different difficulties, a boss rush mode, and an arena mode, but some inconsistencies with enemies is my biggest complaint. I'm never too big into Souls-like games personally, but if you're a fan of them, you may enjoy this one. It's not as in-depth as Dark Souls or Elden Ring, of course, but for a small price, you can have a good time with this indie game. Thanks for watching this little review. Let me know in the comments if you are interested or not interested in trying Bleak Sword DX. And sorry for the small echo in this room, we just moved apartments and I don't have all my stuff yet, as you can clearly see by the blank wall behind me, but I wanted to get this video out because I wanted to make a video. Thanks for watching, an extra shout out to the special people that support me on Patreon. You guys are all fantastic, and I wouldn't be able to do this without you. But I'll see you next time.